So I'm now here with Shaun Kingma, who's the director of the Melbourne production of the Hatpin. How are you going, Shaun?
Good, thanks.
Now, what was it that drew you to the piece originally, and why did you want to direct it?
I think initially the music in the book is so strong. It's quite rare to come across a piece of musical theatre that has that strength in the book and music right from word go, but on top of that, it's an Australian musical. So it's quite lovely to come across where it's not set in the outback, it's not typical Australiana, it's just a wonderful story that happens to be set in Australia.
So what is it about this piece that draws so much attention?
I think number one is that it is based on a true story. So to have an actual real historical context to draw from, it actually strikes a lot of people, especially it's a story that not everyone is really aware of. It's not something that we've learned in our history classes back as kids, so it hasn't had as much prominence.
So because of the historical context of the drama, do you see a kind of obligation to be true to the characters and the history of the story?
Well, yes and no. Obviously the first obligation is to the text of the musical itself. That is the first one. With any sort of dramatic piece, there is going to be a heightened sense of character. Obviously, to get the characters out, we do need to heighten that. So, obviously, there are some liberties. Certainly, the text is based on historical fact, but obviously, some of the characters have been heightened to bring out the drama in the piece as well.
Great. So, as the director, what's your favourite moment of the show?
Favourite moment? There's actually quite a few. Initially, it does strike you as a bit of a melodrama in the show as well. I do like that heightened sense of dramatic in the show. I also love the quiet moments, and there's quite a few beautiful, quiet, subtle moments, which the show is written very, very well, where it just gives you a lot of highs, and then just when you think your heart is stopping, it just brings you right back down, and it goes into a beautiful, lulling sense. So I think I love all those ups and downs of the show.
So we ask everyone this question: who's your show crush?
My show crush?
You have to have one, even though you're the director.
Oh, I can't be wussy and just say all of them, can I? No.
You've got to choose someone.
Oh no, that's cruel. That's so unfair. Look, I think I actually do have a crush on all of them for each specific reason. So
very
all
diplomatic.
Of them, yeah, I have
very
to be.
Diplomatic. Okay, good director. Thanks very much for your time.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I'm sitting here with Gemma-Ashley Kaplan, who's playing the role of Amber Murray in the Hatpin. Hey Gem.
Hello.
How you going?
Very well, thank you.
Now you played the original Clara in the Sydney production.
Yes.
Tell us about your journey with the show since then.
I was cast as Clara before I graduated from Whopper, so went straight into rehearsals as soon as I graduated, and it was an enormous challenge and quite confronting to kind of be in a rehearsal room with Caroline and Connor. But it was amazing and the best thing that had ever happened to me. And then the show closed and it was sad, but it was exciting that it was invited to be at the New York Music Theatre Festival. But they told us that obviously they couldn't take the Australian cast because we weren't Americans. But Caroline could go because she had a green card. But I was lucky enough to be asked to go, and I got a work visa, and I got to do the show over there, which was an amazing experience. And then I stayed on in New York after that, so it really took me on an amazing journey. And I got back from overseas about 6 months ago, being in New York for 2 years, LA for 6 months, and came back and I heard that the Hatpin was coming to Melbourne, and I was missing it and missing that role. So I contacted Shaun, the director, because I've known him for a long time, and he asked me to come in and audition, which I did, and then they called me 10 minutes later and offered me the role of Amber. So it was really amazing, and it was scary.
Yeah, so what's it like switching roles within the same show?
Really challenging, but amazing, and it's such a different character. And there's not too much interaction between the two, so the hardest thing for me was wiping two other Ambers from my mind, and the performances that they gave, and trying to make it my own and new and fresh, and not sort of copying the way they did things. And I thought that would be really tough, but once we got into the room and started playing, it didn't feel too difficult, and it was just it's really interesting to watch somebody else play the role that only I've ever played before.
Yeah.
So yeah, Emma's fantastic.
So you know this show inside out.
Yeah.
What's your favourite moment of the show?
Oh, wow. I think I have to say that it's actually Harriet's song, Bad Fruit.
Right.
It's the only light moment in the show, the only funny moment in the show, and I don't do anything, I just listen and I love it because I just enjoy watching her perform and giggling, and yeah, it's really definitely my favourite.
Now, Gem, who's your show crush?
Oh, it's definitely Harriet, Samantha Morley.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
What?
a bit obsessed with her.
Controversial.
She's amazing and just the nicest person that I might have ever met. So really, yeah, definitely, she's my show crush. Sam, I'm sorry to reveal this so publicly.
Thanks, Gem.